Ladies and gents, welcome back. Rolling Thunder was this last weekend's event, and it went off without a hitch. Well, without any big problems. But nonetheless, it was a really good event, and it turned out great, and lots of people turned out for it. We have here from Live from the Shed on Twitter saying thank you to everyone who joined us for this incredible weekend to honor our veterans and continue to stand for our freedom. The mandates have not left, and neither have we. See you next time. But we can see here that there was quite the turnout. Lots of people showing up in support of this event. Now, the media doing their usual thing of labeling it and saying what is actually happening here. But what did happen was exactly what they said was going to happen. A bunch of motorcycles turned up for an event. They had the plan of showing up on the Friday evening, staying at hotels, and then in the daytime on Saturday to go down to the War Memorial and lay a wreath and say a few words and then get out of town. That's precisely what they did. Now, mind you, a lot of other people came in support and other people came for protesting what it was that was their own cause. But here we have in the Ottawa Citizen, and this one really cracked me up. Who are the organizers of this weekend's Rolling Thunder biker event? Many of those in charge were also involved in the Freedom Convoy protest that occupied the streets of downtown Ottawa this winter. Now, that may be true. There are people that have several things involved in their lives, and that's amazing. That's amazing that people are not so like mono in their abilities to do things or share in protests or in events in organizations. You know, people can both play soccer and hockey. Those kinds of people exist. It's a thing that people can do. Organizers of the Rolling Thunder Ottawa motorcycle event this weekend were also involved in the Freedom Convoy trucker protest that occupied downtown Ottawa for 3 weeks this winter, which again, I like to point out that was deemed lawful after all of the events and all of the shenanigans in the media went down. Now, if we roll down to the article, I was mentioned in this one. Woohoo, I'm famous. I'm mentioned in a publication that may see dozens and dozens of people have possibly read this. Live from the Shed is one of the sponsored groups listed in the Rolling Thunder website, Live from the Shed, which operates multiple media platforms. Whoa! He's got a YouTube channel and a Twitter account, and he is on Instagram. Check them out. Just the wording. I love how the clever, the people sitting in a back room, not actually going out on the street to meet these people, writing things about them. Also promoted and live streamed the Freedom Convoy demonstration last winter. Oh, scary. In February, a group of Freedom Convoy protesters, including veterans, tore down the fence around the War Memorial. The veterans said, "No, this is disrespectful," Sheard said, talking about Neil from the Hill, said in an interview on the Clyde Do Something YouTube channel, "The boys said it's going." The veterans then stationed themselves around the memorial, sleeping in a tent and taking 3-hour shifts, Sheard said in the interview. "We guarded it with our lives. Police then removed the protesters." That's all they have to say about what took place next. That's all they have to say is police then removed the protesters. Well, we all know how that ended. And this is actually the reason for this was the event that sprung this event. This is the brutality in which the police demonstrated on those days of removing the veterans from the War Memorial is what sparked the Rolling Thunder event. And this was to honor the veterans. And that was the purpose of this event, which is, somewhat ignored in this article here. But nonetheless, a giant police over presence in Ottawa on the weekend. It was absurd, the amount of police, and it was completely unwarranted. There was no issues to be seen, actually. The police, and there were a few altercations with police, and I'm going to try to cover those as much as I possibly can. That won't be in this video. I'll be doing that in probably the next video that's on the channel here, just covering the event as a whole. But as you can see, there was a big turnout. There's a large turnout of motorcycles showing up for the event. This is Rolling Thunder Ottawa live from the Sidecar, full stream. I'll put a link to this down in the description down below. You can check out Dave as he got in the Sidecar here and went along for the ride. It looked like he was having a ton of fun at this and during the event here, which kicked off and went really well. We have more on Twitter here. Massive crowds of pro-freedom Canadians in downtown Ottawa for the Rolling Thunder rally. So again, many people came out in support of this event. People from all walks of life, and had a great time. And again, so many live streams where you can get the actual feel of how things are on the ground. I'll put a link to a few of those in the description down below, so you can check out them in their raw form. You can see hours and hours and hours of footage and how the event went quite well. But of course, yeah, here's a shot that I found interesting from Viva Frei's channel, and this was the police presence, and there was an impromptu musical number that took place at the time.
This is one of those rare occasions where I am not going to see the dog.
This, of course, being the Imperial March from Star Wars. Amazing, fun stuff. People having a good time, having a laugh at the absurdity of the amount of police that were called in for presence there at the event. Just unbelievable. And there's Viva Frei and all his glory with his Samsonite, his hair. Holy cow! What an awesome showing. And of course, we had Neil on the hill, or Neil from the hill. He's up here giving a speech. I'll give a short bit of that.
Vision equals hate. Canadians don't hate each other. We may disagree with each other, but we don't hate each other. Canadians are loving people. Look at this love here.
Again, massive, amazing event. Lots of people having a great time. Lots of great words spoken at the War Memorial, honoring the veterans that fought and died and injured themselves for the sake of freedom in this country. Again, more footage from all over the time. So this was the night before, and just an absurd amount of police. This one live from Ottawalks YouTube channel, but just showing off the absurd amount of police, almost more police at this point than people on the streets. And for what? What is the actual purpose of this? But I digress. There's so much footage to show. So I can put some links in the description down below. You can check out some of that. Have a look at the next video. I'm going to show a confrontation that took place between quite a large policeman and a small woman on rollerblades. Confrontation that was actually instigated by the officer himself. So check that out. That's in the next video this morning. Other than that, we'll see you in the next one. And as always, keep on trucking.